Guy's getting a blowy right now. Look at that. See that? The butt cheeks pushed out.
Full service.
Oh man. Man, I am ready to go here.
You
I
should
got
be
my coffee.
streaming. Well, you got your coffee.
I got my coffee going.
Caution, Mole.
Yeah, my sister got me
It's like
that
a
mug.
fucking. It's like a Garfield joke. That's a very Garfield for you.
You know what? I got my coffee going. We got the moody lights on, but not the rainbow lights. I've I believe I fixed my sound. I was getting a lot of echo, and the only thing I wish I did, dude,
What?
the only thing I wish I did was like take a piss before we started, but we're already going. So,
Well, that's where your setup isn't quite where it should be because everybody knows that having a couple jugs under the desk to just
dude, yeah, like what happens? Okay, so what happens when like it's gotta happen. Let's say Joe Rogan has a guest on because he has these long format podcasts, right?
yeah.
And it's as far as I know, it's like just one continuous 3 hour. Like what? Do they take like washroom breaks at all? They must like when commercials pop up or something. That's like them.
A guy like Joe Rogan probably has a company that sent him like something to suck his dick while he's podcasting so he never has to pee. He just pees down like a it's got the company's name like on the side of it like I don't know.
Well,
Couldn't
I
think of
think
a name.
you know what? It's kind of funny because like you can't podcast without mentioning Joe Rogan's name. You know, it's just the way it works, and uh, you don't even have to be saying anything interesting or giving any hot takes. And this is just going to get views just because we said his name like 30 times in the past 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's like summoning Beetlejuice. Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan.
And just like that, we're viral. We're famous. Welcome to
Yeah.
our podcast.
I'll be can I be Theo Von though? Are you Joe and I'm Theo?
uh, do we have to
What's
be.
going on with that, dude? I can't do it.
Do
Can't
we
do it,
have to
Theo.
choose characters? Because I don't want to be
What's
Joe
the
Rogan.
I don't want to be Joe Rogan either. I
We,
actually if this was Joe Rogan though, if this was Joe Rogan, we were like it was Joe Rogan where you were Joe Rogan and I was Jamie, that guy he shits on and tells him to
okay.
pull up clips.
See, Joe Rogan is very good at just asking questions. It's like, this is something that would be like Joe Rogan style. He would get you talking about something, all right? He would just be like, man, I heard, I don't know if this is correct or not, but like I heard that you went to a soccer game last week in Houston.
Ooh.
See, I thought you were picking up on while I was laying
You
down
were
there.
doing an impression. I thought you were doing an impression.
No, I wasn't impersonating. I wasn't doing an impression. I was being like, if I was Joe Rogan, I might say something like this to get you talking.
Got it.
And I thought you were going to slide right in there and start talking about your day.
No, I was on this whole bit where I thought it was funny that we just keep bringing up Joe Rogan to get views.
Which it was.
And honestly, it ended up working out. But
Yeah.
here's me struggling. My brain was kind of like, oh shit. I was processing what you said wrong. Like I was processing it incorrectly. So there's a little control alt delete moment here.
Well, dude, I was barely pronouncing words.
Dude, I pulled a fucking full on Mitch McConnell here. Ooh. Yeah, and then his guest would respond, yeah, I did. But you know what's crazy, Joe Rogan? I took I took I took psilocybin in in the Arctic and shagged 5 foxes while they were being skinned alive. And then he looks at Joe Rogan and he says, and then when he's got his attention with the crazy story, he goes, "Oh yeah, and by the way, Oh man, I couldn't finish that. I couldn't finish it because it's not. I don't have anything. It's like it was almost an incomplete thought. I
you're
froze.
you're going. You're going. You almost have it. You got the start of the jokes today. You're not finishing
Can't.
them. You're having trouble finishing.
Well, I'm chatty. I'm chatty today. If you can't tell, we got a lot to talk about. These two guys right here have been holding off of all of our cool stories for the past little bit because we're like, nah, man.
About a
We
week.
Yeah, almost 2 weeks, and you have to,
True.
and you're thinking about it, and you're like, it actually is 2 weeks because this game was 2 weeks ago. I think it was on
Today
Sunday. I think 2 weeks
was
ago
on a
today.
Sunday. Okay.
Oh no, it was on a Wednesday. So 2 weeks ago Wednesday. Doesn't matter. I'm not good with calendars. I've only been looking at them my whole life. Still don't fucking understand. Why are there some months that have more days than other months? I don't get that. That makes no sense to me.
And why is there 365 days in the year? Like, who decided that was the number? Like, whoever created it arbitrarily could have just like created whatever they wanted. But
Yeah.
they landed on
Uh,
300. Like, why not 400 or 350 or like something like
that's what God
365?
does. Ryan, that's what God does. God likes numbers. He likes the 7 days of the week. He chose that.
What
Think
if it
about that.
was.
But he was like, I'm gonna fuck with these guys. They're not gonna get, there's 31 days in this month, and then some years this month has 28 days.
And
Not
who named the days?
the
Like,
Greeks, the gods. I don't know. Aren't they all named after like gods?
was there seven gods and then they're like,
Thor's
oh,
Day. Thor's Day. I think that's a thing.
and I don't know any other Greek gods. Uh,
Is
Hercules
John
Day?
Cena a
What was
Greek
that? Like,
god?
what if Wednesday was supposed to be Hercules Day, and they just no one could ever spell it. Like people can't spell Wednesday, people can't spell Hercules. They just
That was legitness. Yeah, it was. Huh?
I gotta. I'm thinking. This is the thing I'm thinking here.
mm-hmm.
John Cena, closest thing to a Greek god, right?
Okay.
I
All
saw
right.
this clip on TikTok. And I'm not gonna pull it up because I'm just not going to. Understand this.
Okay.
Understand this. This guy, he asks people who they think the top 10 most famous Johns of all time are. Now, I want to hear what you think number one was, and then I want to hear what you think John Cena ranked on that list. Where do you think John Cena landed, and where do you think who is the number one all time?
Did they give you the whole list?
No,
Just
this
okay.
guy had to get
Okay.
the top 10. He just started guessing Johns, right?
All right. Now, I'm not a religious guy by any means, but for some reason I want to say there was a John in the Bible.
John the Baptist.
Yeah, John the Baptist. Let's go him for number
They're
1.
saying they're saying not. They said not him number one because I think they took the accumulative population. It's weird to
Okay,
me.
okay,
It's
okay.
weird to me that he's not number one. I completely agree with you now that I'm thinking about it, but it was not number one on that list.
Okay, so Johns. Let me just start naming off some Johns that I think are famous. These aren't my guesses, but let's just start rattling off some famous Johns so I can
Yeah.
um uh there's Johnny Depp. I mean, he's Johnny, but
Okay. I
let's
think
just
he
get the
was
ball
five.
rolling. Let's get the ball
I
rolling.
think he
John
was
Cena.
5.
John Cena's in the top 10 now. We know that.
Okay. So okay, let's
Um,
just make this simpler for you. Give me a second. Where do you think John Cena's on that list?
I think he's 7th or 8th. I'm going
Higher.
4. He couldn't be in the top 3.
Higher.
He could not be. He's not. He's number 1.
He is not number
2.
one.
He's number 2. Then he's number 2. Then that's.
Oh wait, was he number one? He's not number one. He's not number one.
Man, think about the like how that guy became famous. He's basically I hate they're different people obviously, but he's basically followed the Rock's kind of career path of wrestler turned actor.
So the clip I saw, I think they ranked him third most famous John Cena.
Mm.
And I don't know if that's true. It blows my mind the popularity of the WWE. You don't understand. Like Dwayne the Rock Johnson is the one of the most famous people on the planet, bar none. I know I'm going off on a tangent. I'm gonna pull it back. Most famous John. Here are the top three: JFK, John F.
Mm-hmm.
Kennedy,
Oh yeah.
John Lennon.
Oh,
They have
I'm ashamed of
uh,
myself. I'm ashamed I didn't say John Lennon
JFK is John Fitzgerald
and
Kennedy.
and JFK. That one I should have gotten to.
Uh, they've got John Legend up there. I think I agree with that.
Yeah, man, guy can sing. Guy can sing. I'm pretty sure he writes his own songs too. In
I
fact,
don't
I
like the
say
John
that.
Legend. I don't like the John Legend clip on this list because there's clips that take some people take this very seriously. Because you got John Adams in there, who is like a president.
Right.
Johnny Depp is definitely in there.
And the
Think
beer, I
about
think.
this: John Wilkes Booth, dude. Johnny Rotten.
Dude, I couldn't think of any Johns. I got Johnny Depp. That's his.
There's popes, Pope John Paul. Like you think about these people. Anyways, this is goofy now. This is getting really goofy. Dude, John Travolta. There's lots of Johns. Anyways,
Dude, you're
that was
naming
my
a
John.
lot more than I ever could in that.
That's a John clip. That's a John clip for you.
Yeah. So for all you Johns out there,
John Rogan. And this clip's also for John Rogan.
and Johnny going to the John.
The guy's so famous they named a bathroom after him.
Yeah, like some people, Robertson got a wrench or screwdriver, fucking screwdriver, got a screwdriver, and
I hope he didn't
John-
fuck a screwdriver.
John, yeah, whew.
A horny
All
man.
right.
That is dude. That's some crazy porn if you think about it. So I'm like, some dude getting into power tools. He's like, oh man, I fucking love this drill
Mm.
press.
And that's a new one guy, one cup. Oh, a
That's a
drill
fa-
press.
I'm gonna give myself a purple nurple with this pair of shears. Oh. All right. That's not going. That will get you demonetized. That will.
All right.
Oh no, our sponsors.
All our sponsors, dude. Know what's crazy is like all the like alien stuff that's been happening. I've been
Oh
I've
my
been wanting to
God.
bring that up because honestly,
Can-
I don't know basically anything except from the memes that pop up and are like everyone's talking about Barbie, no one's talking about how the government made there's aliens. And like I just read that headline and that's all I got, but
Dude, can I be honest with you?
yeah.
I thought you were gonna tell me, so
Mhm.
I completely did a media blackout on it too. I have no idea.
But what I did see, man, was these two green children. The story of the green children. Do you know the story of the green children?
Dude, I have no idea. No.
So the green children were these kids that appeared in the 1100s. This is like during the 12th century. And basically,
What the fuck? What's with the Granny Smith apple kid? What the fuck?
dude,
Is this real?
they're supposed to be. So there's theories on who they could be, but they found these green children in the forest in Woolpit, England, and
Where?
in Woolpit, England.
Wait, where?
I don't. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. In England. Okay.
Wait, no. What's the name of the town?
Woolpit.
Woolpit.
Yeah.
Whoa. Sorry.
Wool. Wool. I don't know.
No, I'm just being.
Keep saying it. Wool.
Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan.
Every clip. All right. So these kids existed in the 12th century in England, apparently, right? And basically they said that there's a few theories, but one is they're aliens. So there's also this other theory that exists about aliens that, well, people who say that they've had contact with aliens and they get brought up on the ship and that they use humans for mating. Have you heard about that?
I've never. No,
Y-
that's
You've
crazy.
never heard about. Okay, so some people say that like they have alien children basically. Okay.
They have alien children.
Yeah, they have, well, not walking on Earth. So basically this theory is that the aliens use them for mating, the humans for mating. So they say like aliens abstract seed from them or whatever, eggs, or and they create these alien children, and then when they abduct them again, they see their alien children, and it like all these children look like them, but
This
they're
is
different. They're like green, and they have like alien shaped heads, but they have like similar. They have some features that are human and that look like the person who has been abducted.
Is this why people are so snaggletooth fucking?
So
No,
so so there's this theory as well on an extension of that. So people who have had ET or alien experiences like that,
yeah.
there's like a bunch of them, and you can just like even up recently in 2010s and things like that, probably still. Um, but there's also that theory that that's how evolution happened, was through aliens like inserting their DNA into the population.
Ooh, that was our upgrade.
Yeah, and they just keep doing it over time, and every time we make like a huge leaps and bounds and things, there's like that kind of
This is
theory. Like that
terrifying.
kind of like explains the pyramids, for example, as a theory. So so these green children, okay, were found in England in the 12th century. And so the story is, on a sunny day, the villagers of Woolpit discovered two children, a brother and sister, behind one of the wolf pits that gave the villagers its name. All right. Their skin was green, they spoke an unknown language, and their clothing was unfamiliar. The pair refused food for several days until they came across some raw broad beans. The children gradually adapted to normal food and in time lost their green color. The boy appeared to be younger of the two, became sickly, and died shortly after he and his sister were baptized. So they said they found these like green kids. I mean, there's the other theory was that they came from a town over. It said that after they learned how to speak English, the surviving girl of the children explained that they came from a land where the sun never shone and the light was like twilight. She called
What?
her home St. Martin's Land and adds that
Okay,
everything there was green.
I need to ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
What validates this information though? That this actually happened.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
So what's the point of the story?
It's just a story. I don't know if it's fable, probably, but it might be true.
Well, let's see these people. I want to see what they look like, dude. I saw them for a second. I
Well,
need to
dude, it
see
was
them.
the 12th century.
So are these just paintings of them? This is like a representation of what they would have looked like,
It
or
must have been, unless
so
they
that's
paint
like a lithograph right there. Those people. But see that guy on the right though?
the kid.
Yeah, he looks really weird. The girl doesn't look as weird.
Maybe it's their haircut.
That, but that poor kid has probably got that thing that Howard Stern's Beetlejuice has. You know, it's called Mundorphism or something, where just your head is really big.
That's a huge belt he's got on too. Like the thickness on that compared to,
They did not.
look at
They
those
did not
belt
look happy,
loops.
man.
That's a thick belt. Were all belts that like wide in the old days?
Dude, that's because he took his gun out. He had a massive gun down his pants. I'm just picturing like a cowboy with a giant pistol in a satchel, and they're like, "Take that up forward, take the picture."
I wonder if that was like a sign of wealth, the thickness of your belt. Not the thickness, the width.
Do you think the belt is really loose, or do you think that's a belly on that kid?
I think it's a belly. I think that's like
Understood.
that's an alien belly. That's what I'm going with.
Understood. Understood.
You can't see it on the female version because she has her knots tied so high. It just flows underneath.
I think yeah, I don't want to get too far into this particular story cuz I could get myself in trouble. I'm just yeah, very curious as to where the origins of this, cuz King Stephen just sounds to me like Stephen King. Like somehow this is just Stephen King's, like he's put this into to print.
The movie coming soon, or book. He writes books.
So we both know nothing about what the government said about aliens.
No, but we're talking about it anyways because
So why don't we
by
see what the government said about aliens?
we do this right, and because we have it filmed like this, people think we know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Does anybody actually know what the government said about aliens? Because like I'm I'm curious now. You're totally right
So
about people just like Barbenheimering, you know?
dude, that's what happens. So get this, okay? Real quick. In Canada, there's a newscast, CTV, like you know,
Yeah.
news network, and all I hear is their radio ads, and they're saying that companies like Facebook, Instagram, Meta are blocking news articles from showing up in Canada and to download their app. And it's just such like
Mm,
if you listen to that, it sounds like large corporations are just wanting to control the news or something, right?
because they are.
Yes. Yes. There's like double layers, but the actual thing that happened was that the
What
Canadian government passed a
was
law
doing?
that made Facebook or like Meta have to pay for showing have to pay the news networks for showing their news articles on their site. And so Meta basically just said, "No, we're not paying you guys to share your news. We just won't share your news."
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Because
Yeah, that makes sense,
yeah,
I
and
guess. Like,
and well, they're a business, right? So if they start paying Canada to share Canadian news content in Canada,
yeah.
then the states are going to ask for that. Every country in the world is just going to be like, no, you have to pay. And they're not going to start paying all these countries to share content.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Well, it's let me
As a
put it this
business
way.
plan, so they're just like, no, we just won't share
Let
your news. You'll.
it as a business plan for the governments, if they were smart, this is what they should be doing because they obviously that's what would be good, right? To make money. But is it the government or is it just Canadian broadcasting? Because those are very completely different.
No. So what it is it's the government. It's the government playing that in, not the broadcaster. Obviously, the
Okay.
broadcasters are pushing for it because
Okay, so yeah, I do understand it. I do understand it now. Yeah,
I
I
mean
get
it
it.
has its benefit because
It's very progressive.
it's going to
Yeah.
change the algorithms of what,
Well,
right?
Meta ain't hurting for cash. Like, let's be. But I mean, I don't know. I thought it was dumb that they canceled VR. Still grumpy.
What do you mean they canceled VR?
Well, they stopped developing the VR, didn't they?
Oh, the government? But
No, Meta.
well, oh yeah, but that's because Well, I don't know for sure, but I think that's because Apple's in the game now. They're like, we're not going to compete with that
Smart. It's not good enough yet.
because
Yeah,
their
smart.
and their ecosystem isn't a wouldn't be as like
It's it is anti-consumer though, because people are, you know, the advancements that they've done would help everybody. But anyways, it's whatever. Don't get into that.
okay. Let's watch this guy's synopsis of it because we can, you know.
It's what ripping content. I love it.
Can
Biden administration to release more information about UFOs, or rather the term that's being widely used here, UAPs. And with all this, you had people saying the situation went kind of off the rails pretty fast.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots
Okay.
who piloted this craft?
Pause. Who is this, and is this a Miss Mace? This is Miss Mace. This is her big moment. I apologize. I should. By the way, when you see the MS on there, that is very fucking official. Cannot tie that person down. Okay? This is the person who is this a researcher?
I have no idea. I mean, see, the whole press conference, which I had up, was over an hour long. So, I probably should have researched that. I probably should have watched that. But instead, we're going to watch this guy's breakdown of it instead of mine.
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Congress was talking about aliens today. If you haven't seen
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Like, it adds up. And he's testifying under oath. Like, I don't think there's no, the way I see it, like, this guy has nothing to gain by being a quote unquote whistleblower. Like, he doesn't gain, like,
Yeah.
this isn't a financial play where he's just going to start making a bunch of money. In fact, he's probably more scrutinized now and come under fire. Like, he just put himself in the line of fire by doing this. Because there's, a bunch of people going to be like, yeah, see, I'm right. But there's going to be a large group that question him and call him a quack and, like, paint a different picture around him. So, like, he doesn't, like, gain, I don't know. There's not a lot to gain and everything to lose for him to do this. So why would he say if it wasn't true?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I almost need to watch it again. I didn't really digest the whole thing.
You want to go
My
once more through?
Yeah, I want to
Let's
just
go-
see what the
let's go.
guy said because
Got out of jail. And someone
Not him.
Congress was talking about aliens today. If you haven't seen yet, the National Security Subcommittee of the House Oversight Committee held a public hearing today as part of an effort to convince the Biden administration to release more information about UFOs, or rather the term that's being widely used here, UAPs. And with all this, you had people saying the situation went kind of off the rails pretty fast.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Congress was talking about aliens today.
very interesting. I almost don't have anything to add to that because it's just so man.
I mean,
Yeah.
you'd think there'd be something on the board of these UFOs, like it wouldn't just be. Anyway,
Yeah, there's something, right? There has to be.
something piloting it, and I mean, I guess it could be remote, but the ship itself isn't a creature, so there's got to be a creature behind it. Like I think there's
That's
too
not
much
what I
evidence of
see.
like fighter jets and nuclear power facilities and things like that,
Well,
sightings of UFOs that UFOs are almost undeniable, almost. Almost.
I actually saw. Did you see Oppenheimer yet?
No.
I saw Oppenheimer last night.
Spoilers? I don't care, but let's warn the
It's
crowd if there's
yeah,
spoilers.
yeah. Let's say let. I don't. I hate doing spoilers because then no one wants to watch it, right?
Or everyone who's seen it will keep watching.
All right, spoilers. I'm getting in the frame because I can't really remember where my frame is. What was I talking about, dude?
All that shit.
Oh man,
The funny thing is, I can't even help you because I
I
don't really
know.
remember. We're talking about UFO Oppenheimer.
Dude,
Spoilers.
yeah, Oppenheimer spoilers. So a lot of scientists keep things a secret because they're afraid of how it will change mankind. And they're worried that it will change mankind for the worse. So, in the terms of Oppenheimer's life, creating that atomic bomb and not following through on the hydrogen bomb because he knew it would be more efficient, he knew it would be better, he knew it would be bigger, but he wouldn't validate that scientist who brought it to him because he knew that if they created that bomb that it might destroy all of mankind because now everybody's got giant easy to make nuclear warheads, right? I mean, you it's crazy.
So so hold on. Let me see
So
if I got this. You're saying that
yeah,
they're building the atomic bomb,
yep.
and one of the scientists would be like, "Okay, we got this atomic bomb, and we've times it by 100. Like we have such a better way of doing this, and it'll be
Absolutely.
so much more effective." And they're like, "No, we're not ever."
He didn't want to be a part of it. And he knew he could have made the bomb that he made that he dropped on Tokyo. See, now I'm wondering the timeline on that. I kind of think see that's dude, Oppenheimer is a timeline clusterfuck.
It
The way the
jumps
film
around.
is done. It jumps around. It's beautiful, right? Because
Mm.
it's if you know Chris Nolan is an excellent timeline guy. Like he loves to do that stuff, but it's a long movie, a lot of timeline to keep track of. There was a scientist who tried to convince him to build like the hydrogen bomb and that it would have been, more efficient. It
Mm-hmm.
takes a lot of uranium to make the atomic bomb, so they were limited by how much they could gather. And that's why it takes a long time to make one and it's very expensive. But with a hydrogen bomb, it's a lot easier because if you didn't notice, there's a lot of hydrogen in water and you can extract a hell of a lot of water.
That's that's
H
insane.
hydrogen molecule.
So obviously, there's scientists like people. Any country could do this now, though, because couldn't anyone like everyone probably knows about hydrogen bombs nowadays.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
So
I'll be very honest with you. I don't know.
we could all
It's
be
the other guy.
possibly.
Well, you know what happened? The guy who Oppenheimer refuted, the government tried to discredit him, and they hired the other guy who would do the hydrogen bomb. That's how we invented. That's how we worked on the hydrogen bomb. So the scientist Oppenheimer felt bad for making the atomic bomb. He felt really bad in the portrayal of the film, and I think in real life, uh, he
Well,
didn't want.
Einstein was a part of it too, was he not?
Einstein didn't want to be a part of the team that assembled the bomb, but he was a part of like developing theories and things for the bomb. Oppenheimer's the one who assembled a team of scientists, and Einstein didn't have anything to do with actually creating the bomb.
but he
but his
he
theories helped the scientists, and they talked like Oppenheimer and Einstein knew each other.
right.
Anyways, it's really interesting. You should go check it out if you haven't seen it. It is very long. It's not. I wouldn't say it's Chris Nolan's best film. I wouldn't say it's his best, and I only say that because I'm in love with so many others. But it is really good. The acting is just stupid good. Great plot. Absolutely beautiful cinematography. The sound will fucking blow you away. Um, Definitely recommend it. But that being said, I don't think I'd put it as my number one. And then people are thinking, "What's your number one?" And I'm not going to tell you. Talking a lot over here, chatty
No,
Cathy.
no, it's I'm probing questions. I'm Joe Rogan, and you're the guest.
Talks too much. All
No, that's the
right.
thing Joe Rogan does. He gets the guy talking, and he just sits back there and he hits them with a one-liner and gets them talking again.
So could I show you could I show you
Yeah, yeah. You
my
want to?
soccer game? So we start the day, and for the people at home, Real Madrid played Manchester United on Houston soil at NRG, which is where the Texans play. So Houston, huge city, very multicultural. So you know they're going to pack this game with people from all over. It's pretty hype. I'm wearing the Real Madrid kit there. A little fun story about this. The jersey I'm wearing is a knockoff, and my buddy had the hookup, and I won't tell you exactly who it is, but you go there, and they've just got these jerseys, and these things are good.
Like,
They
does it
come.
look like it? Does it look exactly like it?
I honestly, 100%. You could tell if you were like an excellent observer of the kit, but dude, it
Right.
has stitching. It's all stitched. It's got the vent holes. It's got the Adidas tags on it and everything, which is crazy. I don't know how they do it. That jersey, $20.
Never go
The
wrong with a
real one,
knockoff. I got a knockoff Blue Jays.
130
Yep. Dude,
easily.
I got a knockoff Blue Jays jersey, and you can't really
Yeah.
tell, and no one cares. Get the
The
knockoff.
thing is, it's hard to be a fan these days because it's so expensive. And like, if you're going to the game, you're already supporting your team, and you don't also have to be the guy who gets the merch.
Dude, my
I don't know.
stepmom wanted to get. I went to a game. She wanted to get a Blue Jays jersey, one of
Yeah,
their baby blue ones, and one of her favorite players, Kevin Kiermaier,
yep.
wanted to get his jersey.
He's
So
a great player, by the way. By the
we
way, great player.
we go to the gift shop at the stadium.
Hmm.
150 for no name. $200 for a name on the jersey. 200.
It you literally go in always thinking you want the jersey and leaving not getting the jersey. That's how it is for me. I've been to so many games. I go in, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think I'll get a jersey.
Here's the thing too, like I would be willing to spend like $90. You
Dude,
throw
make it
90 you throw $90 on there. You want everyone in the stadium wearing that game's jersey. Just sell that game's jersey, make them like $50.
dude, maybe not even 50. Well, just charge me $100 for it. I think that's fair. I mean, it's in stadium terms. It's not fair. Stadium pricing isn't fair at all.
I
But
wonder,
it's
but think about this. If you're putting, let's say, in an arena, not a stadium but an arena, if you're putting in, let's say, like 30,000 people, 28,000 people, or whatever,
yeah,
and you put them on cheap, like $20 a jersey for that
yep,
game's jersey, like the same one they're wearing in the game. You think everyone in the stadium buys one? $20. Everyone's
dude,
wearing the same
maybe,
thing. If not, maybe you could
yeah.
sell, like, wouldn't that be better than selling? I don't know how much they sell when they're at $200, but
I mean, I'm sure they sell enough to sell them at $200, but it's predatory to the fans. But look at these players' contracts. So, I mean, I this is the thing. This is the circle of sports life. Players can't get paid more, which they deserve, by the way. Players deserve to make more money than they do. Even these big superstars, because of the percentage of money that that team makes and the percentage of money that the players get is getting better. But dude, it was tiny before. Anyways, that being said, if you want to see a superstar, you're gonna have to fucking pay a lot of money to go to see a game.
It, I love Messi.
Dude, yeah. Messi,
Dude,
God. Okay, well,
there's
this is back on track, man.
all right.
Ugh, I want to hear what you have to say about Messi so bad. All right, it's just say it. Just say it.
Well, I was just
don't
all I
tease
was
me.
going to say is the tickets went from like you could have gone seen Inter Miami for $50 for tickets, and
Oh,
then he showed
absolutely.
up, and now they're well over $300 a ticket. That's just the price of a
Dude,
superstar. Seeing as
and what a
the games Otani pitches, man, instantly more valuable because he's on the mound.
and you know what? I knew that long before others, and I was so thankful for it. Because the tickets that I had, they were selling for like 3x the value. But that's another podcast talking about going to some games. You know what? We wanted to say too, we're not always, we love sports. So we're going to talk about sports sometimes.
Mm.
And if you're not into sports, trust me, there's other content on here that we do talk about.
And I
We
find
actually didn't even start with sports today. We're doing great.
no, I find when we do talk about sports, we don't break down, you know, I don't know. I don't know really where. I guess I'm saying is like last time we did a sports clip, we focused on two people we found in the crowd. It wasn't. It turned out to be nothing about Tracy McGrady and everything about those two people
Yeah.
on the date.
Yeah. I don't
If you
know.
haven't seen it, go
It's
back and watch it.
here's the other
Um,
thing. What was that sound? Okay. Sorry. I heard something and it spooked me. It was a sound outside. Um so let's jump in. All right.
all right.
So
You want me?
context. I I want you to evaluate my knockoff jersey as well. I'm just going to quickly
Okay.
recap that.
Yeah.
Actually, we could so I've got this jersey, right? It's a knockoff, bought it for 20 bucks. Or maybe it's a little more like 35, something like that. But dude, it passed all my eye tests. I was happy with it. My buddy loves Real Madrid and Manchester United. They're his two favorite teams, which is kind of like picking the Astros and the Dodgers to be your two favorite teams. But anyways, Spain, Real Madrid is from Spain, and Manchester United is from England. So two very, very, very historic soccer clubs. Probably the two most famous soccer clubs in the world at one point in their respective terms. Um, anyways, they're playing this game in Houston. My buddy is dressed in Manchester gear with his son, who's also dressed in Manchester gear, and I'm in the fucking
You're going for
Real
the
Madrid.
opposite team. You're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, dude, let's go to the sports bar before we take the train down to the game. He takes me to the. It's got such a funny name. It's called R Bar.
Like a pirate.
Our, yeah, like R
R.
Bar.
Did they dress up like pirates?
No, dude, they dress
Okay.
up like Manchester United fans, which is say what you will. So they're in here. I've infiltrated their quarters. Just kidding, by the way. Manchester United's awesome too. People in here were great, but let's go ahead and play. I'm in hostile territory here, man. Yeah. All right, now pause. It's moments before they started singing a song where they pointed at me. And they were singing, first of all, they sing all the songs. Glory, glory, man united. And they've got all this shit and they're singing it and it's fucking wild and it's awesome. And that place got packed. But I'm the only guy in fucking Real Madrid gear, obviously. And the biggest guy in the bar. If you back this video up a little bit, pause. You see the beard? He's kind of doing a little bit of
This guy.
Yeah, he's doing a little bit of a suggestive motion there. He starts a chant that is like, I stopped recording because I didn't get it on there, but he starts a chant. It's like something about Manchester, like we are Manchester, we are Manchester, and he pointed at me, and like it's like you do it against the rivals, right? You
Yeah.
basically say like get the fuck out of here kind of a thing. But everyone's got smiles on, right? And then
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Everyone's
know,
having a good time.
yeah, and I'm like, oh fuck, I don't want all this attention on me. And there's a drunk guy in the corner who's singing all the fucking songs, getting it going.
This guy over here on the
No, no,
oh,
no.
he's
He's
not in
got
the
a
video.
flag
He's
wrapped
not
around
even.
him. Dude, there's a guy in the corner with a flag wrapped around him out like towards the window.
It's crazy that they
So-
know the songs and all of this in Houston.
Crazy, right? They're
Like-
singing it.
Like this isn't in Manchester. This is in Houston, and they
Yeah.
all know the songs. Not
And
just
so-
one guy, but a few of them. It looks like a good part of the crowd knows them.
So what's cool about our bar, it looks like they do fandoms of about 4 different sports, all different teams. So the football team for this place is the Steelers. So whenever there's a Steelers game, all the Steelers people pack it.
Interesting.
But it has like quite a bit of Manchester United gear in there. And then
Right.
and I wonder if they like pay to do that or something. I don't know. It's just cool. It's a cool concept.
I doubt it, but it is a really cool concept. It's
And
like
everybody's
you
cheering.
focus your market on that as a sports bar on like a
And there's
few
kids in
teams
there,
every
they like-
sport.
They let parents bring their kids in there, and I know that might be a little controversial, but it's kind of like a family hangout in there, man. It's like people
It's
are
a
getting drunk,
sports bar in
but
the middle of
they're-
the day. I think that's fine.
yeah, and the kids are running around. They got food. It's
Neither of us are parents, but continue.
yeah, the kids are fine there. I don't care. Super cool. So anyways, let's go to the next clip here. So
We're here with an Alfonso jersey update. Give us the update.
pause it real quick. This is my buddy Alfonso I went to the game with. As you can tell, he's a big, strong Latin individual.
Look
with
at that! Look at that
salt
jewel.
and pepper.
That is
Bro,
a
he-
nice necklace, and that jewel on there is nice.
Look at the glasses too. He's all framed out.
He's got style, legit.
This is a man who's going for it. So,
and he's achieving it.
dude, you gotta make the homies feel loved. You know, you gotta give them a shout out when you can. But he's got them.
I wish I had that bit. That's nice. Anyway,
You trying to snatch his chain?
just yeah, try. But also now it's time to show off mine, I guess, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got the blue. Anyway, we're talking about your thing.
But see, you match the jewel with the team. He's going Manchester, right?
Yeah, a beautiful choice.
And so now the tough thing is with jerseys, man, they don't really fit that well. And
It's hard to find a good
Alfonso-
fitting jersey.
the man that he's a big Latin man. He does not fit a fucking just dude. I was wearing a double XL and that thing was fucking tight. They got that slim on the back of that. They got slim on the back of that thing.
They need size American.
Skinny- Exactly. All right. But let me be very clear.
Not
It
my
was not
joke.
just the it was not just the Americans who were not fitting in their jerseys. Nobody was. So my boy Alfonso rocked a white tee with the scarf. He didn't do the jersey thing, but mine was fitting tight, and I was feeling real good about the fact that people who were wearing their jerseys all looked equally as fucking terrible in their jerseys as I did. Alfonso was assessing how many people wore a jersey of just a sport and not have anything to do with Real Madrid versus Manchester at all. It just literally was.
I've been there. I've been that guy. He's got
And
the
that's a
scarf
choice you
though,
make.
and then the scarf's cool. I think as long as you have some sort of gear like that, I
He's
think
got
that's
socks
cool.
on too here.
Hot
He's
day
doing
for a
it.
scarf, but for the
It
team,
is.
for the
Oh,
team,
by the way, it's 104 here, and we're just dying. So
for the
we get
team.
there. We get there early. Go back to Alfonso's assessment and let this clip play. He's going to give us a couple of updates on people who weren't wearing jerseys.
Alfonso jersey update.
I'll tell you when to
Give us the
pause.
update, Alfonso.
9 teams not associated with Real Madrid or Manchester United. However, there are jerseys from the 90s in Manchester United here, and that's pretty fucking cool.
Thanks, Alfonso.
Okay, yeah. We're at 11 jerseys now. We've added Austin FC and the Houston Astros to the mix.
Pause it.
All the teams.
Jersey.
Oh wait. Let's see what I say here. Let's see what dumbass has to say.
Jersey's not. No, and the good thing, I'm in the club. Jersey's not really fitting today. No, nobody. I mean, not one soul.
Let's get a shot of that. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Update.
13, 14, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
15 different jerseys. That's jersey. Oh, actually, no, that's Bayern Munich. There we go. We just hit 20.
20 jerseys so far.
And this is in a span of maybe 10 minutes.
And I can relate because I've been that guy who just, I'm going to put on a sporting jersey. But I'll be the guy that I'll wear at least the right sports jersey. It just might not be for any team playing.
Can I address something in this frame? I want to address something about Texans. Y'all are crazy, all right? You see the gentleman in the Manchester jersey in front of us? This guy, just like everybody else here, right? He's got the jersey on, and it's hot, okay? It's a bit of a warm material. He's also doing the Texas thing, which is I wear jeans to events and also, for some reason, outside. This man is wearing jeans in 100-degree heat and on the foot apparati, which you can't fully see, I think.
No, you can't fully see it.
He's wearing fucking cowboy boots.
He's wearing cowboy boots.
Nothing about that man's outfit screams fresh air.
No. No, that's just a sweat box. Like his underwear afterwards, you just throw those out.
Oh, dude,
those
burn
you
them.
you just they go right into the garbage. There's no saving them.
Dude, it's probably got fucking welded holes in them from the friction those jeans are causing.
You just those don't get recycled or washed. They just straight out straight out
Well,
the
you
door.
wouldn't you wouldn't eat the wrapper of a hot pocket left in the sun, would you? All right. So 20 jerseys, and it's just like random shit. But we saw some cool drippy, like Alfonso knows his jersey, so he's like, "Ah, damn, like that jersey is a 1997." Like,
dude, he's not just counting; he's
throwback.
calling them out. He's calling them out.
This man knows his jerseys. He's a big
We've hit 20
sports
jerseys.
fan.
We've gone through Ghana, Portugal, Mexico, and now Bayern Munich.
Alfonso. They're about to let the Lord in, but let's talk really quick.
Let's fucking go, man.
Let's talk. What do you think is in the mind of someone who wears a jersey that doesn't? What are they thinking?
I want to show people I'm a fan of the sport. It's basically what it comes down to.
We're letting people in right now.
So pause real quick. Gave a very wholesome answer there. I
Yes.
was honestly setting him up to roast people.
You're getting the hot take. You're looking for the hot take, and he gave you hockey player interview.
He gave you hockey player interview. You're absolutely correct.
We just boys are working hard out there. We just gotta keep getting pucks in net and work hard and get somebody the goalie.
Well, you know that's well, they're
Nothing
always
controversial.
yeah,
Just
he's just
right down the
barely.
lane.
He's done a preschool's explanation of the last period of play.
both teams played hard out there.
There's a guy who's got to coach them, right? Like they've got to have interview coaches that tell them to be like that.
Honestly, I think it's just they grow up watching hockey and seeing hockey interviews,
And so they
and
do it.
that it's
Yeah.
just how it works. They just grow up watching it, and it's just a part of culture. It's just like the social norm. It's just
Yeah, and
like,
you
oh,
want,
this is how you're supposed to answer this question.
you know what's funny? It's like it's so beloved and respected in that sport. So this picture, that's they're wet in the field there. They're walking around getting that thing wet. We're in there pretty early because they, we were one of the first people in, which is what you need because it's air conditioned. That's not only the smile of somebody who is excited to be there. That's a guy who's just felt air conditioning for the first time in 2 hours. But yeah, you can press play.
And you could tell, you can see the moisture on your face there.
Yeah, I'm looking a little rough. Pause it real quick. So the people in front of me were having all sorts of problems, and out of respect for them, I don't want to include them, but they were nice. They're like, "Can you take a picture?" So now I took a picture of them. I hate taking photos for people. Don't ask me to do it. I'm awful. Stresses me the fuck out. Don't do it. I could go down that hole, but I don't want to. Then the guy in front of me, directly in front of me, his chair just fucking broke. Like just absolutely fucking just snapped. And I guess there's bolts that hold up the bottom and they rust out. Something happens. I don't know how. That's just human sweat is probably rusting those bolts out. Um,
Can we take look? Okay, so just so obviously this guy comes to fix it. And the reason why I say obviously because this guy's wearing a bracelet that says worker, like a pink bracelet,
yes.
and that's how they tell who's working there or not. So if you get a hold of that pink bracelet somehow,
Yes.
you could just go see games.
Absolutely.
you
And
just
this
need
guy,
you just need to figure out how to get a hold of that bracelet.
this guy is very good at his job. He's a maintenance worker there, but like what a great job. He's just kind of walking around the stadium and fixing a chair here, then watching the game, But
Mhm.
anyway, so he's getting this chair fixed, and he has this. This is how you know it probably isn't standard issue. This is probably just his setup. But that's
Yeah,
a messy
he has
bag
to
he's got in
he
there.
has to bring his own tools to work. It's not NRG Stadium providing him with a toolbox here.
Absolutely not.
This is
Yeah,
him.
this is BYOB. Bring
Yeah,
your own bolts.
yeah, you got the job, but because yeah, we hired you because you had your own tools. You you had the tools, so we hired you. Let's.
You weren't the right man for the job, but you had the right tool for the job.
I like how that he pulls out the power tool.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, he's serious. But he also can't find everything he needs, which is why a bag like that is probably not the best idea.
No, you want the toolbox.
I'll be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you, and this gentleman is doing his job. Yeah, so let's just pause here. I felt a little disrespectful, but we've got power tools coming out and stuff. It just was very interesting, and to be honest with you, I did film the entire process of him fixing the chair, but I was trying not to get his face or anything in it. I just didn't know that this happened. I was just very shocked at this process. And now you know.
Yeah, this is how they. Well, someone's got to sit, right? If it's like a sold out crowd
Yeah.
or something like that, there's no other chairs.
You
So
can skip.
he's
But there you
fixing
go.
the chair.
Yeah,
Shout
he's
out to
got-
the worker, staying calm under pressure, getting this guy a seat again.
Absolutely. So now you're just gonna get an idea of how close I am to the field in these seats. Alright. These are the boys. This is Manchester United.
Let's take a
Warm-up
moment to
kits.
acknowledge this guy here was just picking his ass.
Is he?
He just
Doesn't matter.
This
He's,
guy right here. He's making millions of dollars,
Yeah.
and he's picking his ass like the rest of us.
Dude, I'm probably the only one who doesn't know who these players are, because I'm sure they're exceptionally famous.
And he just got that wedgie out. Spits. Hopefully no one's watching.
There's your strikers up there. See, they've got their own warm-ups going, which is cool. All right, so the game has started here, and that is the goalkeeper for Real Madrid. It was not, or sorry, that's the goalkeeper for Manchester United. No, it's not. Who is that guy? Press play.
No, the goalkeeper's in yellow over there.
That's Tony Cruz. So pause it. I think that's who that is.
Who's number 10 on Manchester?
No, that's Spain.
Oh, who's number 10 on...
Real Madrid. I keep saying Spain. That's so offensive.
Yeah, well, not. You're just going for...
It's Tony Cruz.
So, you're at the stadium. Is there a good mix of both teams?
Oh, it's
fans,
Luka
Modric?
Luka It is Modric. Yeah, Luka.
So, real quick, is there like a majority of Manchester fans there, or a majority of...
That is... Dude, it is a mix.
Real.
But what you're seeing behind the goal for Manchester is the Red Army. That's the Manchester supporters. Like, solid block of them. So right there, that whole behind the net section would go crazy and start chants and stuff.
So when you book, it shows like this is like Real side, this is...
I think it might have. I don't remember. But they all probably just bought tickets together on their Facebook group. They're probably just like, hey, like, this is our section.
True. Right.
Buy it from... Yeah. So they probably just all made sure to get that through some probably special promotion, because there was different promotions that they had, which was like Manchester sent you a code, Real Madrid sent you a code, and I'm sure they gave discounts to certain sections, or maybe they released the seats like that.
Right.
Anyways, this
So
is, dude, look how fucking close I am to the field, man. This is not zoomed in. This is just me. It's a corner. That's Luka Modric. He's just an exceptional player.
I didn't know Manchester had these zebra jerseys.
Yeah, dude. It's a little old school. I did a little slow-mo here, footy. So you can see the magic of the game in slow motion. I mean, it's just...
Dude, this is a
happening so
beautiful
fast.
shot. This is a real beautiful shot. That...
67,000 people, 801.
That was a beautiful video of slow motion. Like, that was cool.
Yeah. It's like zebras in the field, man.
Seen that.
Yeah. So, spoilers, Real Madrid strikes first in the first few minutes of the game. We will watch those, but I don't want to lead with that, okay? Let's go ahead and hit play again. I just want to... I am so close. I'm like not 6 rows, like probably 12 rows up.
You're right there. Oh, he's dancing out there.
Yeah. Dude, the game happens so fast, and it is gorgeous.
Goalkeep out.
So the guy next to me, this is Onana's first game for pause. That's real. That's if you go back to that clip, don't press play, but just like click back before the cut. The goalie in yellow for Manchester, it's Onana. It's a big transfer that just happened. He's supposed to upgrade the team. But if you back the clip up a little bit to where he's way out of net, see yellow?
He's heading it there.
The whole game, this gentleman who is sitting beside me, he knows everything about the game. This is a guy who's grown up watching his whole life. He was just dissecting everyone's play, like, oh, they should be doing more of like a press up here and all that stuff.
He's the coach from the stands.
He is, and he's yelling at Onana, which is this goalie, to not be so far out of net. And like, I know Onana heard him, like for sure heard him criticizing the fuck out of him for being so far out of net. I can't show you all my footage, obviously, because I do like to experience the game. I was there to watch the game, not film every second. Our seats are up to the right.
You're up here. You're up here.
Yeah, I'm like,
this,
see that?
This barrier in the corner, like that one?
Or to the right? That, and then up like 7
In
rows.
lot. Okay, so you're up in here, out by the
Yes.
top of the box,
Up at the top of the box. That's where my seats are.
and this guy just danced up.
But very much to the like far where the cuts. There, yes.
Yeah,
Like
you're
very
you're
there.
like right next
Uh-huh.
to that cut almost.
Yes. So that's just where the seats are. But so this was so fast. 5 minutes into the game, they just get
Yeah,
him on a fast break,
he
and they're
dances.
caught on their
Is that
back foot.
Onana?
That's Onana. So he's way the fuck out to play this ball. I guess that's just his style.
Right.
It's a
Let's go.
Dominic
Let's take a
Hasek type.
couple.
He's gonna go flop around.
Cause here he is running out, Onana.
He must be quick. So he's
Ball's
trying to
coming
use his
in.
quickness.
Onana runs out.
Chips
And
it
he
over
just
and in.
plays it brilliant. That's what you gotta do in that scenario.
Who
Because he's
scores
cutting
the
off
goal?
the angle.
Press play. Bellingham. Their big new transfer striker.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
That's how
so
little
this
I know.
This is a guy they just acquired, and he scores the opening. Like he was acquired like the week before. He hadn't played yet.
That was onside?
That's the controversy.
That looked way offside to me.
Go back.
Like, look how far ahead he is when the camera cuts to him. Like,
Yeah,
look, he's
you gotta
way
show the
the
original
hell up
angle, I
there.
think. Well, it's where the kick starts. It's where you are when the kick starts. That's how offsides work. It's like so the
The
moment it
ball's
leaves
in
the
the
foot,
air.
back it up to where it leaves his foot. Just leaving his foot there.
Just leaving his
Ju-
foot. Okay.
But it was offside. It was very controversial, and people were very pissed off.
But because it's an exhibition, they're not double checking.
Yeah, it just was a little bit of a
Right.
missed call. And I don't know if they reviewed it or not, but you have to understand.
Because at that point, he's gone. Right after that, he's gone. He's past him. Like, there's no way this guy's getting this guy, and he's past this guy.
Yeah. 5 minutes into one of the biggest crowds this guy's ever played in front. That was my end.
This is your end. Because you might actually even be in this shot up here somewhere. Is that you in the white?
Dude, I most definitely am. Dude, that's me.
Is that you in the white?
Yeah. I was surrounded by Real Madrid fans. Actually, you know what? Up to the right. To the right.
Right.
That's the left. Right. That's me. Next to the guy in the gray. Down. That's
right
me.
here.
That's
you.
me. That's me. And I'm very unflattering in that shadowy image.
We found
So I guess
you.
I was at the baseline. Because you see kind of a gap where his son was, and then Alfonso and White sitting down.
Amazing. Oh, that was a nice goal. That was the bicycle kick.
Dude, people lost their fucking minds when he did that. In the
Things
Selly
you don't
Kaboot,
see in the MLS.
dude, things you're lucky to fucking see in a game ever.
I
Dude.
say that someone's going to correct me now and be like, "Look at all these clips of bicycle kicks."
But dude, he scored that bicycle kick goal, and then obviously, like, I started recording because I was watching that shit. Now I'm at the far end, so I don't get the I wasn't in that side, but I was still very close. And let me tell you, it almost didn't look real. Like that man moved in slow mo. You're like, wait, because you see the ball in the air, and you're just like, well, how the fuck is he? And then he's majestic. And he ran to like center field, pointed his jersey, but people's minds were blown. Everyone's just like, "Oh fuck, crazy."
This is right after the bicycle kick.
Yes.
Okay, I'm tracking. Let's watch it one more time because
Right
now I
after he
figured
scores
it out.
that, yeah, and like it.
He's over there.
Yeah. It's hard to get the moment right because you want to focus on the game. So.
Did you hear about what happened last night in baseball? Guardians versus the White Sox.
What happened?
I'm so glad you don't know. Let me fix my hair. That's better.
Big Marathon Oil fucking tag on the side of the jersey.
Dude,
there?
that's what it is now, man. That is what it is. All of them. Toronto has the TD Bank logo on theirs,
Yeah.
and
It's expensive.
I'm just going to let this play. This is your first time seeing it, so I'm not going to comment. I'm just.
And Jose Ramirez 0 for 2. A swing and a smash to first by the diving Vaughn. Down the right field line. Kicks into the corner. Ramirez on his way to second. Head first slide. Safe and in to score is Jimenez. And another hustle double. Now Jose and
Oh shit.
Anderson square off. They're
What?
fighting. They're swinging.
Oh my
Down
God, they're
goes
actually
Anderson.
swinging. No, he
Goes
clocked him.
Anderson. Jose never gets
clocked him.
upset about anything. They came up
There was
chewing.
real punches, and he's got a
Anderson
fucking
squared
big
off.
ring on.
Jose decked him. Now, here we go again. It's at the mound, and the manager, Tito Franco.
Of course, commercial. So, dude, so the crazy thing is, I was after the game. Okay, so the two guys who squared off, Ramirez was for the Guardians, and Tim Anderson was playing second base there for the White Sox, right?
Yeah.
Tim Anderson was made unavailable to media afterwards, but Ramirez did an interview.
No
And so-
way.
Yeah, so apparently what happened was Ramirez, who slid into second, didn't like the way that he got tagged, or that Tim Anderson tried to tag him,
On top
because
of his head.
it hit him in the head. I mean, it's such a
Yeah.
fast play, but Ramirez warned him earlier in the game because he didn't like the way he was getting tagged so aggressively, or like he was trying to tag people so aggressively. Like apparently it was an ongoing issue.
Right, and so the guy tagged him kind of fucked up, maybe. to get
Yeah,
revenge.
that's what he's claiming, Ramirez, that got him so angry, and that's why they fought. And so
But
then
those guys are fucked because they fist fought.
oh, they're going to get suspended. I don't even obviously it hasn't even been announced yet because this is just
Yeah.
happened last night. But they're going to get suspended for sure. Like I don't know baseball standards for that, but it's got to be at least a few games, you'd think.
Yeah,
Actual
fighting,
fist
dude.
fighting. But
Yep.
so then the bench is clear, right? Then they clear out again, and then the managers start going at it, which is what's happening now, and the bench is clear a second time.
Oh
Set
my
them out, and the manager, Tito Francona and Pedro Grafal, pointing fingers at each other and being separated. And everybody now goes to the pitcher's mound. So this escalated after it de-escalated. And now we got another scrum at the first base foul line. And here comes another blast. Gonzalez trying to get in it. And
Holy
hobbling
shit.
out of there and injured is Jimenez. And we have got scrums all over the field, breaking up.
So this guy getting carried out, that's Tim Anderson.
Oh my god.
That's the guy who got punched out by Ramirez, or he got dropped.
He's still
by
there?
Ramirez. Well, no. Well, he got tossed, and then he ran back onto he was trying to get back on the field to get back in it, and then his teammate here, Vaughn, picked him up and brought him back into the dugout because he'll probably get suspended for more games for running back out there, trying to run back out there. You know.
Yeah.
In different areas.
Look at him, he
around
just
the
carries
first
him right
base
back.
foul line. And this is one of the few
I think that's
times
Ramirez, too.
You're truly seeing a baseball brawl.
Go
They
show that
remain
punch
that.
one more time.
Yeah, let's
get
go
that
back to the
punch.
punch.
And I also want to see the tag maybe, because I didn't even really notice.
Yeah, so Ramirez is up to bat. That's where we want to be.
Little do they know.
And Jose Ramirez 0 for 2. A swing and a smash to first by the diving
He
Vaughn.
gets it
Down the right
gets it
field
down the
line.
first
Kicks into
base
the
line.
corner. Ramirez
Plays
on
at
his way to
second. Here it is. Plays at second.
Yep.
Second, head first slide, safe and in to score is Jimenez. And another hustle double. Now Jose and Anderson square off. They're fighting. They're swinging. Down goes
Those are
Anderson.
real swings, and then he
Down
just
goes
Yeah,
caught
and
him.
he got him.
Jose never gets
Got him right on the jawline and dropped him.
They came up chewing. Anderson square.
You can read his lips in there. Anderson says, "Come on." Read his lips.
Posey never
Right here.
gets upset about anything.
Let's go.
They
Come
came
on.
up chewing. Anderson squared off.
Oh.
Posey decked him. Now, here we go again. It's Anderson
That
squared
angle.
off. They're fighting. They're swinging. Down goes Anderson.
This next angle.
Down goes Anderson. Posey never gets upset about anything. They came up chewing. Anderson squared off.
Oh.
Posey decked him.
That's wild. It'd be
Yeah.
interesting to see the repercussions. Probably good for baseball. Probably get more eyes on baseball.
Oh, 100%.
They probably like it. Imagine if we had this when Randy Johnson hit that bird. Phew.
Dude, that thing just evaporated.
I can go on a whole Randy Johnson timeline, but I'm not going to.
Nope, because that's as good as it's probably going to get.
Podcast. This is the podcast reviews process.
Yeah,
You're perfect. No, you're perfect.
You were so good on today's show.
Well, it's probably as good as it's going to get podcast. With a podcast that is just about as good as it's probably going to get. Part of the hilarity could be if it doesn't work, then this is just a frustrating experience.